like a suicide," I replied cautiously. "Isn't that what Singleton will try to make the jury believe?" Morty waved his hand as if to dismiss the entire case against me. "You need to understand one thing, Sam," he said. "This prosecution is not being driven forward by the weight of the evidence." "By what, then?" I asked. "By Harold Singleton's personal conviction that you killed your wife," Morty said. "He truly believes that you carefully planned the whole thing." He smiled. "He thinks you're one cold fish, Sam," he added. "And I got to tell you, you do come off that way. So before you get before a jury, you should work on your charm skills a little." At that instant, with my hands now clammy, I'd thought of a moment many months before, the way Sandrine had glanced up from the book she was reading, a study of Iago, of all people, and peered at me quite intently before she'd finally spoken. "Cynics make good murderers," she said. I thought this remark was about Iago, but later I'd not been so sure. Had Sandrine, in that piercing way of hers, seen that her death was on my mind? "The real shocker is that Singleton is going for the death penalty," Morty added. "That's the sort of prosecutorial overreaching that can come back to bite you in the ass. Of course, he probably threatened you with that in order to pressure you into a confession. Then once he made the threat, and you didn't confess, he had to go through with it. It's sort of a pissing game, you know, but believe me, I can shoot my stream way farther than Harold Singleton." He shrugged as if to dismiss the need for any further discussion. "It'll be a short trial, that's for damn sure," he told me. Then he rose and escorted me to the door. "Don't worry, Sam," he said with the ironclad assurance of his many years of defending with equal skill and success both the innocent and the guilty. "All you need is a good defense, and you've got the smartest Jew lawyer in Coburn County." Perhaps so, but along with my unfortunate Seal the Deal novella, there were fingerprints on the glass and emails to April and odd elements in Sandrine's blood, disturbing internet searches and jarring responses to various questions, a less than sturdy prosecutorial net in which to catch me, as I knew, but a net, nonetheless. And there was that coldness, too, of course. I'd need to work on that. Still, it was the location of my trial that had most concerned me as I'd departed Morty's office that day. Coburn County was the problem, it seemed to me, a college town only 70 miles south of Atlanta, a quiet place whose privacy had been violated by the media coverage of Sandrine's death, the subsequent investigation, and still later, my arrest. Every step in the process had further served to turn the town against me, so that as I'd driven back through Coburn after leaving Morty's office, I genuinely feared that no matter what the evidence, or lack of it, its stalwart citizens might well find me guilty at the end of my trial. Sandrine had once said that when she thought of hell, it was as an eternal walk through a shadowy alley. By the time of my trial, I'd come to imagine it as a never-ending fall through a gallows floor. As the year-long investigation into Sandrine's death had continued, I'd learned one thing for certain. My initial error had been to underestimate the extent to which little things could trip me up. For example, I'd never expected that first uniformed officer to notice a yellow piece of paper beside my wife's deathbed, ask me about it, then write my response into her notebook. Later, I'd realized that she had seen a dead woman lying in a bed, half naked, and with no visible marks upon her face or body, and had quite naturally asked herself, how did this woman die? That is to say, she had cared about this death more than I had expected, and had almost immediately begun to look about the room more closely, a focused observation that had eventually settled her eyes on, among other things, that yellow piece of paper. Thus had the investigation begun, one that had steadily grown darker and more dramatic, first with the coroner's inquiry, then